each person watching, especially all the Gregs and Carols. My name is Jordan Reed.
And I'm Lindsay Reed.
And this is Spell Bonding, a show where people tell us weird stuff or spooky stuff. And with us is everyone's favorite boy with the arms made out of flutes. It's Eli Chambers. Hi, Eli.
Hello. How are you doing?
We are fine. Thank you for asking.
I am glad to hear this. This is wonderful news.
Why does a flute sound like a computer?
It's a computer flute. It's a confluter.
It's a confluter.
Aw.
Yeah.
Eli, will you, when you're done taking a sip out of your comically small mug, will you show everyone your makeshift windscreen?
Oh, yeah. I could not find a windscreen, so oh my goodness. So I used a drink koozie instead as a windscreen. We're just going to very delicately put that back on there.
Perfect.
There you go.
Microphone has seen better days. I think what would be really neat moving forward is if I could have like a spooky spouse's drink koozie to put on there instead. Have y'all considered that?
We actually haven't. We're packaging up a small package this morning, and we threw some Molly magnets in, and I was thinking like, I want something else small and like easy to give away.
But instead of a beer koozie, we should have a juice box koozie.
Yeah,
Whoa.
like a perfect
like a square one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
I have to wear this hat so no one knows that we record multiple of these in one day, so it looks like I'm wearing a different outfit.
Should I wear a hat too so nobody knows? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of that hat, Eli, that we got you, that
Yes.
company is blowing up, and right now they have such cool merch.
They do.
I'm a bet all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All good,
With a
never
name
better.
like
Check them
that.
out.
With a name like that, you better be on your game.
And just because, why not? I'm wearing a hat. Eli's wearing a hat. I'll just put a link to these hats in the description below because that's a thing you can do. And I need to get used to doing that in videos.
Heck yes.
Because when it comes to making video, well, I say making videos. When it comes to putting things on YouTube, we're babies. But yeah, whatever. Eli's wearing a hat and so am I. Lindsay's not, and that's because Lindsay's cooler than Eli and I because we're covering
wear
up.
a
Very true.
hat.
Well, I think if you wear a hat, it means you're insecure about everything.
Well, I have different glasses.
Yeah, put on different glasses.
Maybe so nobody knows that we're recording
Here.
the same.
Eli, do you have different glasses?
Should I also put glasses on so nobody knows that you are recording on the same day?
Okay.
Okay, we're good now? Cool.
Eli, you
Good,
look
great.
Eli, if anyone knows who Gigi Allen is, Eli, you look
Oh,
you
Oh
look-
my gosh. No. I want nothing to do with that man. You could do that's a little too much that's spooky in like a not great way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Him as an entity.
Yeah, some say spooky, others say inhumane and
Mhm.
what's the word? Filthy.
Yeah.
Filthy is being diplomatic about it. Holy cow.
So Eli, I would like to, just introducing you again. If anyone has not listened to our show, Eli wrote the theme music that you hear throughout the show. Eli's also done a live version that we did on our 50th episode, I think. It was a while ago.
Oh, that was fun.
It was a lot. Yeah, I feel like that was recent, but it wasn't.
Oh.
What else? Eli's also, I help do another podcast. I'm not on it, but I helped do another one with our buddy Mason, who was either on an episode of this before this one or after this one, depending on when we put him out. But Eli did music for that show as well. You've done a lot. You've done a lot of music stuff.
I have indeed, and specifically for the Scavengers Network, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm happy that Colin keeps asking me to do stuff.
Yep.
So while you have a spooky story, and while you're getting into it, I'm going to plug in this computer because my computer said that it was running low on battery. So go ahead.
Sure. This is half spooky, half funny. It's spooky if you're me and you're 6. But so we.
If you're 6 and you're not Eli, it's not scary.
It's not going to phase you at all. I grew up in West Virginia, right between Charleston and Huntington, very close to Point Pleasant, which is Mothman country. And so it was a pretty frequent thing that like his name would just get invoked. You know, you're trying to like, you're telling like spooky stories around the campfire or whatever. And so when I was 5 or 6, my sister, who is I think 4.5 years older than me, we would anytime we were specifically at my dad's parents' house, I don't know why, she had convinced me, I'm a very gullible child and a gullible adult, let's be honest. She had convinced me that the Mothman was living in a series of underground tunnels, one of which connected to the closet in the playroom in my Meemaw and Pawpaw's house.
Okay, you just answered a question I was going to ask, because people, I saw something about it today. People in Appalachia, they almost all of them call their grandmothers Meemaws.
Yeah.
But then I've also heard Peepaw, Papaw, Pawpaw. I've heard a lot of different ones. So is it the same for your grandparents on your dad's side and your mom's side, or are there like one's Mimi, one's Meemaw, one's Pep Pep, one's Pop Pop?
We got Prim Pram and Gerald, Ronathan. No, my on my mom's side of the family, it was just Grandma, Grandpa. I think we called them Meemaw and Pawpaw just as to like distinguish them from each other, because I would forget my face if it wasn't attached to my head. So my parents were like, anything we can do to kind of help this kid differentiate people from people is a good move.
And then you also brought up how, because when your sister told you, which is also terrifying, that the Mothman lived in a series of underground tunnels, you being 6, I'm sure you didn't bat an eye. You were like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's the age where like we hadn't really started bickering as siblings yet. And we never really did. I mean, it got there when we were teenagers, but like, like I was still at the age where I was like, yeah, everything you say is gospel. I have no reason to doubt you. You help me clean my room. You help me make breakfast. Like, I have no reason to doubt anything that you say. So if you say that there is a series of underground tunnels where Mothman lives, and one of those tunnels is in Meemaw and Pawpaw's back room, of course that's a thing. So we would get our armor on, which was usually like a beach towel and like a colander for a helmet, and like a spatula or something, just in case, like, whoa, here he comes, you know, smack him. And we would go into the back room and into the closet, and we would turn the lights off, and we'd wait for it to get very quiet. And my sister would start like making like scratching noises or like rustling stuff or like knock something over, and then go, oh, what was that? What was it? That must have been him. That was a Mothman. So 9 times out of 10, this was just, it was fun. We would, Mothman, eek. We run away, and then we have a nutty bar and a Dr. Pepper. It's no big deal. But my sister was feeling particularly theatric one day, really wanted to give me like the full immersive experience of Mothman. So usual routine, I've got like a big old Tupperware thing on my head or whatever, wrapped up in a towel or an Afghan or whatever. We go in there and the lights are off, and she starts making noise. And this particular day, she decided it would be funny if the Mothman reached out and grabbed me and like scratched my face a little bit. Go. Not, you know, she's not trying to hurt me. She's just trying to really, you know, get me into this. So she did that, and I panicked because I thought I was being attacked by a 7-foot-tall moth cryptid. I think most people would. I think I'm justified here, right?
Yes.
So I just start grabbing for the nearest thing around me, which happened to be an aluminum baseball bat. And I started just kind of swinging it in front of me And I conked her pretty good on the side of the head, which could have ended poorly, but luckily I'm 6 years old and I don't have the strength enough to do any real damage. So she starts screaming, and I panic even more because I'm like, oh great, now Mothman's got her too. This is terrible. So I probably got her like 2 or 3 times pretty good upside the head before she opened the closet door, and she was like clutching the side of her head, and that was the end of that. We weren't allowed to go looking for Mothman anymore.
Yeah.
Well, not knowing that it was your sister, when you actually made contact, you as a 6-year-old child, were you like, I just hit Mothman? Like,
I was like,
I got him.
I am the protector of the house now. I did it. I beat Mothman with a baseball bat.
Wouldn't that be so funny if that actually were the case, and then next to the Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, there was also a similarly like silver, like really cool, like obvious, like kind of Harley Davidson inspired statue of a 6-year-old Eli with a bat that said,
just like ready to freaking. Well, who's a baseball person? You guys.
Bradley
Ramirez.
Cooper.
Bradley Ramirez.
Yeah. I'm about to B-rad that thing right out of the park.
And then underneath it just said, local 6-year-old Mothman murderer. Mothman murderer. Mothman beater.
I wasn't trying to kill him. I mean, Mothman. That's our cheat. That's basically our mascot, our West Virginia mascot. We got a state bird and stuff, but everyone knows Mothman's
but why not
the
combine,
cool West Virginia thing.
Yeah, combine a bird and a man.
Yeah, Birdman or Mothman.
State bird Mothman.
I guess the Mothman kind of is like the mascot for West Virginia.
I think so.
I mean, because what else isn't Flatwoods Monster is West Virginia?
Flatwoods Monster. I mean, there've been all kind of like Bigfoot sightings and aliens and stuff like that. I've seen some weird UFO looking stuff, like way out in the country, like when it's like dark enough that you can see the stars and everything. Pardon me. That's what I get for drinking coffee. I had a 3-egg omelet and a butterscotch donut for breakfast this morning.
Ooh.
And I am just struggling to stay awake right now. That's not a good breakfast. I don't recommend that. But more than once, my Uncle Carter had this like cabin out, I forget where it was several hours, away from any like large metropolitan area. We used to go out there and kind of just walk around. I was still young enough at this point that I couldn't like help do lawn work or, go to the shooting range or whatever. So I would just kind of walk around and look at sticks and stuff. But I remember
Eli's on stick duty. There's one over here. There's one right here.
This one's got 3 branches on it. Can I keep it? I'm like, no, we need that. No, come on, Carter. But more than once I saw like what I thought was a shooting star. And then, like, all of a sudden, in the middle of its trajectory, without losing any speed, it would just pull a right angle and go in a different direction.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a meteor bouncing off of the Earth's atmosphere. I like to think it was aliens, though.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like that sort of thing, like meteors and whatever else, they really don't do that scientifically. That's just not a thing that happens. No, they don't
change their minds often.
No, like if you've ever like had a baseball. Speaking of, so if you've ever Bradley Ramirez or Rodriguez, if you've ever B-ratted a baseball really fast, when the baseball is going this way, it doesn't go, gotcha. It doesn't do that.
I never noticed that before. You never see a ball do that.
Who's a soccer human? Kicky?
Matt Gravy.
So
Matt
like,
Gravy. He plays for Manchester, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does for sure. He's an outfielder for the
baseball.
For the
soccer
ball friends.
Champion.
Yeah. Well, overseas they call baseball and soccer and football all the same thing.
Yeah, they
all
just they like all the names are like rotated one like counterclockwise. So like football is soccer and soccer is lawn darts.
Aw,
Oh, did you guys say the same thing at the same time?
we did.
What'd you say? I missed it.
We said tennis.
Yeah.
Well, you have to say it at the same time again. I missed it.
Oh,
Tennis.
That was cute. That was good. I like that.
Backgammon is
what are
sports. So yeah, it's just, we're kind of on the same wavelength, I guess.
I wish when you
That's
opened
really cool.
the closet door, like the light came in and you and your sister came out and your sister was holding her head, but also the Mothman was holding his head. And he was like, come on, man, what?
You got us 2 for 1, man.
Hey.
Don't hurt your sister like that.
And this is a lesson we've all learned here today.
You're a wild boy.
Don't be a wild boy.
Now, come on now. I don't know why the Mothman sounds like Don Knotts, but what are you doing swinging that baseball bat around for no good reason? Never seen Dom Knotts and Mothman in the same room before.
No, and
No.
you've also.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying. Just saying it. Another thing I'm not saying, but I am just saying, is that would the Mothman would people kind of go, oh, that's what it sounds like? If that was like, we actually got audio of the Mothman. I got it on my phone last night, and it sounded like Don Knotts.
Go down to the Sicko to get a couple of Mountain Dews. Like if that was...
Yeah, if that was the Mothman boys.
Don Knotts from West Virginia, by the way. So that's...
there we go. See?
Conspiracy.
WV Pride. I think it would make it more endearing, honestly.
Yeah, you're probably
Because
right.
I don't... Like, the whole thing about Mothman is that he's not like a malevolent... They, I'm not sure, is like... was trying to warn people about the collapse of the Silver Bridge is the theory. So I like to think that Mothman isn't like scary, really. I mean, imposing for sure until you get to know him.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then especially when you hear its voice.
Yeah.
I don't know why nobody listened to me.
I was trying to tell him, and gosh darn it. Well, Merry Christmas, I guess.
The only reason I live down at that ammunition plant is because people will probably laugh at my voice.
I think that would make Mothman more endearing and maybe would turn some people, from being afraid to like trusting Mothman next time that they try to warn us about some imminent disaster.
I think that's a really good point. And I think that's the overarching lesson that we've learned here today is, unless you really get to know a cryptid or any unexplained thing, talk to them first and see what they're really all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the more you know, the less scared you're gonna be.
And that's
unless it is like an actual like scary bad one.
Yeah, the more you know could be really bad.
Yeah.
But it's worth finding out.
Yeah,
Right.
You're absolutely right. Eli, do you have any other parting words of wisdom? Any cool catchphrases that you need to get off your chest? Anything at all? Now is your time.
Catchphrases. I'm not good at catchphrases.
That could be it.
That's pretty good, actually.
I'm not good at catchphrases. Toodles out with your noodles out. How about
Oh.
That's really good.
Like you're thinking real hard with your noodles.
Yeah, I
out.
wasn't thinking of that, but that's
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be.
I was thinking,
13.
I was thinking PG-13, and when you said toodles out with your noodles out, I was thinking, my brain immediately went south. Spaghetti.
I went to ramen noodles.
Ramen noodle. Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say the whole time.
I was really. I wasn't trying to make it dirty. I was thinking about actual noodles.
Yeah. And I guess shame on me. And if anyone else thought that you were trying to be a bad boy, shame on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody go eat some noodles today. Go get some nebiyaki udon.
Ooh, that actually sounds really good.
That sounds very good.
Well, speaking of food, as soon as we hang up this call, we're going to go eat burritos on the couch.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your Ritos.
Thank you.
I ran out of things to say.
That's fine. Us
That's
too.
fine.
Well, Eli, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you for being on Spellbonding.
Thank you for having me. It was wonderful for you to have me on.
And we will talk to you soon.
Yep.
Okay. Toodles out with your
Bye,
noodles out.
Eli.
Noodles.
Noodles.